When it comes to TV dramas, few shows have sparked as much debate as Dexter, and if there's one thing fans can agree on, it's this. Dexter should have ended with season 4. It was the perfect conclusion, a haunting, poetic ending that would have cemented the show's legacy as one of the greatest of all time. When Dexter premiered in 2006, it was unlike anything on television, a show that made audiences root for a serial killer. That was unheard of. But Dexter wasn't just about killing. It was about a man struggling with his identity, balancing a life of darkness with the illusion of normalcy. But then came season 4. It wasn't just another cat and mouse game. It wasn't just about catching a killer. This time, Dexter wasn't chasing someone he despised. He was chasing someone he wanted to become. Arthur Mitchell, the so-called Trinity Killer, was more than just another monster. He was a man who had spent decades balancing his darkness with a family, a wife, kids, a seemingly normal life. For Dexter, he wasn't just a target. He was proof that maybe, just maybe, it was possible to have everything. Dexter wasn't just hunting Trinity. He was studying him, believing that if Arthur could maintain this double life for so long, then he could too. But what made Trinity so terrifying wasn't just his brutality, it was how easily he could switch between the roles of devoted family man and ruthless killer. He had spent a lifetime perfecting the illusion of normalcy, and Dexter, for all his intelligence, didn't realize just how deep that deception ran. Specific moments made season 4 unforgettable. The Thanksgiving dinner scene, where Arthur explodes in a violent rage and breaks his son's finger at the table, was a chilling reminder of how fragile his facade was. Dexter, sitting across from him, watching this display of hidden violence, wasn't just observing. He was realizing how much darkness Arthur was hiding beneath the surface. Then, there was the scene where Arthur forces Dexter to drive with him to a building site, only to lock a terrified boy inside a wet cement pit. This wasn't just sadistic, it was a demonstration of power, and it shook Dexter to his core. For all of Dexter's cold precision, Arthur was still a step ahead. What followed was the most intense, suspenseful season of Dexter ever made. Every encounter between them was filled with tension. Arthur wasn't reckless or sloppy like past foes. He saw through people. He sensed something was off about Dexter, even if he didn't fully understand it. For a while, Dexter believed he was in control. He had infiltrated Arthur's life, learned his secrets, and figured out how to take him down. And in the end, he did. He finally killed Trinity. He then returned home, but something was off. It was too eerie. He came home to find Rita was dead, taken by Trinity before Dexter could stop him, and Harrison was left crying, just like Dexter had been all those years ago. History repeating itself in the worst possible way. And then the horrifying realization hit. Arthur had already beaten him. Dexter had been so caught up in studying and outmaneuvering Trinity that he never saw it coming. He thought he was the predator, but he had been the prey all along. Trinity had gotten to him first. It was a gut punch, the ultimate consequence of Dexter's arrogance. He spent an entire season believing he could have it all, believing he could outplay a man who had been playing this game for decades. But Arthur Mitchell had already won. This should have been the end. Had Dexter ended here, it would have been one of the greatest TV endings of all time. The full circle moment of Harrison sitting in blood, just as Dexter had all those years ago, was hauntingly perfect, a tragedy that made sense. Instead, the show kept going. What followed was a slow decline. Season 5 was a detour with a forgettable side character. Season 6 had an unconvincing villain and a ridiculous twist. Season 7 had flashes of brilliance, but by then, the magic was fading. And then there was Season 8, a finale so infamously bad that it nearly erased everything that came before it. Trinity was the perfect final adversary. No one after him ever came close. By the time Dexter drove his boat into a storm and somehow became a lumberjack, the show's legacy had already been tainted. Had Dexter ended with season 4, it wouldn't just be remembered as a great show, it would be remembered as one of the greatest of all time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one.